Every ship at sea, from the smallest fishing boat to the mightiest warship, follows one universal law, the collision regulations. But did you know these rules don't just apply in the open ocean? They govern nearly every navigable water on Earth. Let's uncover how far the reach of these rules really goes, and the few special exceptions that exist. Rule 1, paragraph A states, "These rules shall apply to all vessels upon the high seas and in all waters connected therewith navigable by seagoing vessels." Let's break that down together. When it says all vessels, that means every kind of ship or boat, big or small, whether it's a massive container ship, a fishing boat, a tugboat, or even a sailing yacht. As long as it's a vessel, it's covered by the COLREGs. Now, where do these rules apply? The first part mentions the high seas. That's easy to picture, the open ocean, far from land, where ships sail between countries. But the second part is where most students get confused. It says, "and in all waters connected therewith navigable by seagoing vessels." This means that the COLREGs don't only apply in the middle of the ocean. They also apply in any water area that connects to the sea, for example, bays, harbours, estuaries, or river mouths, as long as a seagoing ship can safely navigate there. Let's take an example. Imagine a bulk carrier sailing into Manila Bay. Even though that's not out in the open ocean, it's still connected to the sea and navigable by ocean-going ships. So yes, the COLREGs still apply there. But if you're talking about a small inland lake that's completely landlocked and not connected to the sea, then COLREGs don't apply unless there's a special local rule. So to summarize, who follows the rules? All vessels. Where do the rules apply? On the high seas and any connected waters where seagoing ships can travel. Think of it this way. If a ship can sail from that area out to the open ocean without being lifted out of the water, then the collision regulations apply there. Rule 1, paragraph B states, "Nothing in these rules shall interfere with the operation of special rules made by an appropriate authority for roadsteads, harbours, rivers, lakes or inland waterways connected with the high seas and navigable by seagoing vessels. Such special rules shall conform as closely as possible to these rules." Now, let's make sense of that. The first part says that COLREGs do not interfere with special rules made by local or national authorities. This means that while COLREGs are the international rules for preventing collisions at sea, certain areas, like ports, harbours, or rivers, may have their own local navigation rules to fit local conditions. For example, when a ship enters Manila Harbour, it follows the Philippine Port Authority's navigation rules, like speed limits, one-way channels, and traffic separation schemes, because these are designed to keep ships safe in that specific area. Similarly, in a river like the Pasig River, small vessels might have to follow local traffic or manoeuvring rules that are not exactly the same as the international COLREGs. But here's the key point. The paragraph also says, such special rules shall conform as closely as possible to these rules. That means local authorities can make their own rules, but they should still be similar to the COLREGs so that mariners don't get confused when moving from open sea into port areas. In other words, the local rules shouldn't completely contradict the international rules. They should only adjust them to fit the local situation. Let's put it in a simple example. Imagine you're driving. On the highway, you follow national traffic laws. But when you enter a city, there might be special traffic rules, like one-way streets or no parking zones. Still, those city rules are based on the same general road laws of the country. It's the same idea at sea. COLREGs are the main highway rules, and local harbour or river authorities can make local adjustments, but the spirit of the rules must stay the same. So, to summarise, COLREGs apply generally everywhere. Local authorities can make special rules for their specific waters. Those special rules must still follow the same principles as the COLREGs. Rule 1, paragraph C states, "Nothing in these rules shall interfere with the operation of any special rules made by the government of any state with respect to additional station or signal lights, shapes or whistle signals for ships of war and vessels proceeding under convoy, or with respect to additional station or signal lights or shapes for fishing vessels engaged in fishing as a fleet. These additional station or signal lights, shapes or whistle signals shall, so far as possible, be such that they cannot be mistaken for any light, shape or signal authorized elsewhere under these rules." Let's break it down. 1. Special rules for certain vessels. Some vessels, like naval ships, ships in a convoy, or fishing fleets, may have additional lights, shapes, or whistle signals that are not used by ordinary merchant ships. Example: a naval ship might show a specific colored light at night to indicate it is part of a fleet or performing special maneuvers. Of fishing vessels operating together might show additional lights or shapes to let others know they are fishing as a fleet and need extra room. 2. Government authority. These special rules can be made by the government of the country the ship belongs to. This allows navies and fishing fleets to operate safely without conflicting with the standard COLREGs. 3. Avoiding confusion. The paragraph emphasizes that these special lights, shapes, or signals must not be mistaken for standard COLREGs signals. For example, a fishing fleet's special light should look different from a standard vessel at anchor light, so other ships do not misinterpret it. Let's put this into a simple scenario. Imagine a fleet of fishing boats working together at night. They display special lights in a pattern unique to their fleet. A cargo ship approaching them must understand these lights do not violate COLREGs. They are just special signals that warn. Give us space, we're fishing as a group. Or a naval warship in convoy shows a special signal at night indicating its position in the convoy. Other vessels see it and know. This is a military vessel, proceed with caution. In short, Rule 1C allows special additional signals for certain vessels. These signals are authorized by the vessel's government. They must not be confused with normal COLREGs, lights or signals, so safety is maintained. Think of it like special badges or uniforms in a crowd. They let others know something important about them without causing confusion with regular rules. This ensures both flexibility and safety for special types of vessels. Rule 1, paragraph D states, traffic separation schemes may be adopted by the organization for the purpose of these rules. Let's break it down in simple terms. When we say the organization, we're talking about the International Maritime Organization, the United Nations agency responsible for safety at sea. Now, what is a traffic separation scheme, or TSS? Think of it like a highway at sea in busy shipping areas, for example, near the English Channel, Singapore Strait, or Manila Bay approaches. Hundreds of ships travel in both directions. Without proper traffic management, it would be chaotic and dangerous. So, the IMO can adopt and approve official traffic separation schemes that organize vessel movements, just like road lanes for cars. Here's how it works. Ships traveling in one direction use a designated lane. Ships going the opposite way use another lane. Between them is a separation zone, a kind of buffer area that ships should avoid unless necessary. So in short, the IMO has the authority to create official traffic separation schemes under the COLREGs. These schemes are like sea highways that help manage heavy vessel traffic safely. Mariners are required to follow them whenever they are in an area where a TSS is in effect. In summaries, who approves traffic schemes? The IMO. Why? To prevent collisions and keep order in busy waters. What is it like? a highway at sea with lanes and separation zones. This is Rule 1D, short, but it introduces one of the most effective safety systems ever created for modern navigation. Rule 1, paragraph E states, whenever the government concerned shall have determined that a vessel of special construction or purpose cannot comply fully with the provisions of any of these rules with respect to the number, position, range or arc of visibility of lights or shapes, as well as to the disposition and characteristics of sound, signalling appliances, such vessel shall comply with such other provisions in regard to the number, position, range or arc of visibility of lights or shapes, as well as to the disposition and characteristics of sound signalling appliances, as her government shall have determined to be the closest possible compliance with these rules in respect of that vessel. Now, let's explain it clearly. This rule recognizes that not all ships are built the same. Some have special designs or functions that make it impossible to follow the COLREGs exactly as written. For example, a warship may have a unique shape, with radar or missile equipment, where navigation lights would normally be installed. A research vessel or dredger may have cranes or tool structures blocking the standard light positions. A submarine has an entirely different structure. It can't display lights or shapes in the same way as a surface ship. In these cases, the government of that ship's flag state or the country where the ship is registered can authorize alternative arrangements, like different light positions, shapes, or sound signals, as long as these are as close as possible to the standard COLREGs requirements. Let's take a simple example. Imagine a hydrographic survey vessel with large equipment on its deck that blocks the masthead light from being visible 225 degrees as required. The vessel's designers can't move the equipment. It's essential for the vessel's work. So, the government may allow the ship to install two smaller masthead lights at slightly different positions so that together they provide a similar visibility arc. This is called closest possible compliance. In other words, the vessel still follows the spirit of the COLREGs, making itself visible and identifiable to others, even though it cannot meet every technical detail exactly. In summary, 1. Some vessels, like warships, research ships, dredgers, or submarines, have special designs. 2. If they cannot comply exactly with the COLREGs for lights, shapes, or sound signals, their government may approve alternative arrangements that are as close as possible to what the rules require. Think of it as a special exemption with conditions. They don't break the rules, but they follow a modified version that still ensures safety and visibility at sea. That's Rule 1E. It provides flexibility for ships of special construction or purpose while maintaining the overall goal of the COLREGs to prevent collisions and ensure every vessel can be seen and recognized properly at sea. If this video helped you understand Rule 1 of the COLREGs more clearly, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss the next lessons. I'm uploading more simplified explanations of maritime rules, navigation concepts, and real-life examples to help you study smarter, not harder. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next COLREGs breakdown.